In passing tests certified by the United States Auto Club at various road speeds, it was shown that Ford's Pinto Pony, even with its road-hugging weight, moved out and passed faster than Datsun B210, faster than Chevette, and faster than Toyota Corolla. Yet Pinto Pony still gets great mileage ratings. This kind of performance helps make Pinto the best-selling small car in America at your Ford dealer.
Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Get a Ford getaway and you're gonna say, let the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll.
Unless we go to overtime, the last 12 minutes coming up. Milwaukee leading Detroit 82-80.
How close was that third quarter? You know, I hate stats, but I got to lay this one on you, Brent. There were 8 ties in that quarter and 9 lead changes.
What a
Stay close,
game
baby.
that was. We've got Mindy, Clark, and Money working with Everhard, Trapp, and Brown for Detroit. Fox, Bridgman, Dandridge, Price, and Brian Winters is back in the game for Milwaukee. And they need him. He scored 29 points. He is high for both teams. Lanier has 24. Here's Trapp going to work against Dandridge. He's the shooter, and if he can't convert, they'll take him back out in a hurry. Everhard battling Fox got inside position, and Brian Winters reached over, touched it last, and knocked it out of bounds. So the ball belongs to Detroit.
You talk about George Trapp shooting on the streak. There's one miss. Now you'll find the rebound coming back just off of Brian Winters' fingertips.
Inbounds play, Trapp again. Fox rebound. George Trapp not a lot of help if he's not going to put the ball in the hole for Herbie Brown. He can be a magnificent shooter when he turns hot.
Let's watch this, Brent. They've got Dandridge isolated over here. Let's see if they hit him.
They go the other side right now. Everhard is on Dandridge. Now they swing back Mindy away from it, and they go Winters one-on-one with Money, and Money got a hand on it. And here comes Clark. Price comes back. Everhard is there. Clark to Everhard. Bobby Dandridge hit him. No foul. Here's Archie Clark now slowing it up, rotating around Price. Jump shot over Fox. Tied at 82.
Great body control by Everhard by not going out of bounds that time. I don't know how he stayed inbounds and got the ball off. Good play.
Here's Dandridge getting past Trapp, getting his assault on the basket. But there was a foul as he started his move in, and it was against George Trapp.
31.
That's his third personal.
Third personal. First team. Watch ball side ball.
Dandridge jumps out. Trapp was there, so they go to Fox. He gets it back to Bobby. Here's Jimmy Price. And Eric Money came out, and there was contact. Foul by Money, his second in the game.
The foul on Eric Money that time was on his foot. Strange as it may seem, he never touched his arm. He cleared his elbow, and when he came across him, his body hit the extended foot of Price, putting him to the floor. Of course, a two-shot foul. Let's watch this now. You'll see Money come across. Price will go up, and there's the foot.
Price misses an opportunity to put Milwaukee ahead. Ball is in play. They are not yet in the penalty. Misses both, but there was a loose ball foul. And it's against Junior Bridgman. So from the side, Detroit will put it in play with 10:47 to go. Tied at 82. Here's Al Everhard, who jumps out, gives it right back to Eric Money. And then Everhard comes over to the weak side. Money comes baseline, back to Trapp, who takes another shot from the right side. Everhard hit the boards. Roger Brown back up. Battle for the loose ball. Detroit retains possession. Milwaukee again having some rebounding problems without David Myers out there. Trapp from the side. 84-82. Detroit goes ahead. Ryan Winters with control for the Bucks. Here's Jimmy Price. Dandridge and Bridgman are the forwards. Not a lot of size, some quickness, but Jimmy Fox will have to carry the rebounding load. Clark battles through the pick, sticks right with Winters, who throws it in anyway.
Well, you got to hand it to Brian Winters. He has kept the Bucks in this ball game all the way.
David Myers up. He'll check back into this basketball game for Larry Costello. But remember, he'll come back in with 5 personal fouls. Tied at 84. 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Winner goes on to the West Coast to play Golden State Tuesday. Trapp has it blocked away by Fox. Wanted to pass it off. Lead pass to Brian Winters. Winters comes inside, off the glass. The battle is won by Clark. Detroit now starts back. Milwaukee back on defense. Clark has it knocked away. Price dives for the loose ball. Foul is called on Archie.
Is it going to be a loose ball foul or a backcourt foul? And it's going to be a backcourt foul, a very important call.
And there is David Myers, who is indeed coming back in. A lot of cute young fans in the arena here this afternoon enjoying Easter, watching their Milwaukee Bucks battle the Detroit Pistons. What a gorgeous day this is here in the Midwest on Easter Sunday, and we certainly hope you're enjoying it wherever you might be. Marvelous afternoon of NBA basketball. Buffalo a winner over Philadelphia in a tremendous overtime game.
He's got a face of determination. He's missed 2 free throws. Finally made the third one. When I say 2 free throws, the earlier set of free throws.
Jimmy has Milwaukee sitting on an 85-84 lead right now, Mendy. Second shot is up, and Milwaukee leads on the strength of Price's 2 free throws. Good defensive pressure by Milwaukee right now, keeping the Pistons away from the basket. Taken away by Price. Clark comes back on defense. Price gets inside, he's got it, and he was fouled. Chance for a 3-point play. Jimmy Price has turned in a tremendous performance here.
2 very, very big plays by Jimmy Price. The one earlier in the backcourt now will pick up the steal as he heads to the hoop. Archie Clark defending against him, and just a little enough of a brush to come up with a 3-point play. 2 very big plays by Jimmy Price.
It's a 4-point Milwaukee lead as John Mingelt and Chris Ford check into the game. Archie Clark and Eric Money go out. Clark, of course, still very unhappy about that foul that was called on him against Price at the other end. That allowed Price to come and shoot those 2 free throws. So 5 quick points by Jimmy Price. And Milwaukee leads 89-84. 9 minutes to go. Mingelt brings it down. Price is there on defense. Mingelt, a great perimeter shooter. He can ignite a team. Costello yells instructions. Lanier gives it off to Chris Ford. Lanier with a pick. They work the weave. Mingelt outside. Up high. Foul won by Myers, who brings it down. Outlet pass to Jimmy Price. Cross court to Fox. Quick ball movement to Junior Bridgman. And he was fouled.
And they are fired up here in Milwaukee after those last 2 or 3 plays. You saw a great fast break with 2 or 3 good passes. The last one coming off of Jimmy Fox. With Detroit is in the penalty situation now, and they're in a little bit of foul trouble here. We got 8:40 to go. Myers throws a long pass down court. Jimmy Price involved again. There's the play.
When I first went out for my brother's baseball team, he was so mad, tried to ignore me, till he saw I was serious. Then he said, "Well, you better stay fit. Maybe you ought to eat a Wheaties breakfast." Well, he didn't have to tell me that. I know Wheaties is part of a good, nutritious breakfast, and I know Wheaties is whole wheat with all the bran. Boys. At first, they all laughed when I went out for the team, but nobody's laughing now.
Oldsmobile spent months on this Cutlass S, redesigning the sides and this front end, trying to find the perfect lines. And for 1976, for good gas economy, a 5-speed overdrive transmission is available on the Cutlass S.
I'll admit it. I want a car that's exciting to drive. That'll turn some heads. That's why I got a Cutlass S. Well, that, and it's an Oldsmobile.
The 1976 Oldsmobile Cutlass S. Can we build one for you?
Next Saturday, the NBA on CBS presents explosive playoff action when Golden State takes on Detroit or Milwaukee.
Mendy, what have you got on Brian Winters shooting from the field?
Brian Winters has had 15 out of 21. Just a tremendous shooting performance. 15 out of 21. And I might add, that none of those were layups, mind you. Those were all 15, 18, 22 footers. And that is just tremendous shooting.
Here's Junior Bridgman, the rookie from Louisville. Grew up in East Chicago, Indiana. What a high school career he had, and then later in college.
I might add something here, Brent, for the interest of our fans. This has all happened. This 6 or possibly maybe a 7-point lead here with Chris Ford sitting on the bench. So how important has Chris Ford been to this Detroit club? When he went out, it was just an exact tie. He was out 7 points. Let's see if he can bring him on back.
All right, Mindy, let's watch. He has control right now. Chris Ford against Brian Winters. 8:36 on the clock. It's 91-84. This is Rowe going to work on David Myers. Rolls one in right-handed. Now it's 91-86. Detroit back to within 5 points.
David Myers with 5 fouls on him. Curtis Rowe is going to attempt to get him out of the ball game when they get the ball back. I'm certain.
Myers waits for Winters to come around. Now passes it off to Brian. Chris Ford out there for defensive purposes against the shot clock. Throws one up and George Trapp rebounds. Outlet to Rowe. Winters, I think, is still nursing that right ankle just a bit. He slowed up after he stopped abruptly. Ford bounces it to Big Bob Lanier. Backing in on Jim Fox. And play was stopped because there was contact. Jimmy Fox was pushing on him. Not yet in the penalty situation. Second foul against Fox. 2 on the team side. Ford passes into Rowe. Pistons try to cut that lead now to 3. Mingelt lost control, bounces back to Rowe as he was cut off at the baseline. Here's Chris Ford from the line.
Chris Ford, I mentioned it. They need him in there. They also need money back in here pretty soon. I'm certain to come up with some fast breaks if they need it.
All right, we'll watch for Eric Money then. Maybe he's still over there getting a break. Here's Junior Bridgman. Detroit has pulled back to within 3, 7:27. Myers with an outside jump shot. It's a 5-point lead. Oh, there's fire in Myers' eyes this afternoon in Milwaukee. He and Brian Winters are doing it all. Here's Lanier. Back to Chris Ford. Ford gives off the Rowe. Back to Chris, who's outside. Improves his position. Has it knocked away by Junior Bridgman. Bob Lanier outside. Hits it. Great range for a big man. He and Bob McAdoo, they can shoot it, can't they?
And I'll tell you, there's a little confrontation. Watch this now. George Trapp and Myers. Watch this as they come down court. They just had words and pushed each other around under that basket.
6 minutes and 45 seconds. 93-90. The decisive game in the qualifying round in the Western Conference. Winner goes west to play Golden State. Loser is out. Jimmy Fox put it down. Back to Jimmy Price outside. Tried to draw the foul from Mingel and didn't. And it is Chris Ford rebounded. Mindy, you are right. Chris Ford makes such a difference with this team. Here's Mingel back over to Chris. Down to George Trapp. Elmore Smith and Bobby Dandridge will check back in for Larry Costello. They double team Lanier, and there was a foul. Fox again, that's his 3rd.
As George Trapp is hurt, he's under the basket, just stretched out. Jimmy Price on the floor, and Trapp has got, looks like his back, Brent.
Trapp is definitely down. In slow motion, Mindy. Maybe we can see George. I can see him on the move. Yes, he was tripped up as he came across. It was Jimmy Price's knee, an accident. Price, of course, has had knee problems. It was an ankle that kept Jimmy Price out of the first 2 games of this series. And it looks like George Trapp's knee. There is Dave Myers.
I tell you, you can feel the intensity of this game. We're no more than 4 or 5 feet from these players on side court, and the looks on their faces, the sweat beads of perspiration coming off their foreheads, the intensity in which they're playing is incredible.
Situation shows 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game. 93-90. Milwaukee leading Detroit. Rowe pops out. Detroit will set up a play. Mingel starts his move on Price. Shot clock begins to wind down. It's Ford outside, air ball. Myers rebound, outlet pass to Jimmy Price. Beautiful touchdown.
Wow, I don't know how he converted that field goal because Mingel was all over his back. He did everything he could do to stop the field goal, but Jimmy Price with great body control, great pair of hands, just stayed. I don't know how he did it, Brent, but he stayed in the air long enough to gain a little bit of his control and go ahead. Now watch this. There's a shot by Mingel, and he comes in possibly to convert a 3-point play. Jimmy Price has had himself a spectacular 4th quarter.
Oh, he looked like Charlie Taylor breaking free in the end zone for the Redskins when he hauled that one in. A great pass by Myers, incidentally. He led him just perfectly on it.
And I'll tell you something on the Detroit offense. I don't know why they haven't gone to Bob Lanier. They've got to get some inside scoring from the big guy. He's only had one field goal this fourth quarter. We've gone 6 minutes already.
All right, let's watch and see if they do go to the big guy. 96-90. Let's watch the Milwaukee defense on it, too, Mindy. They might be jumping all over him. Here is Chris Ford. Brian Winters is there. Elmore Smith is fronting Lanier. They can't get him the ball. Trapp is outside with a miss, and Myers was there. Took it away from Lanier. That time on defense, it was simply a fronting job by Elmore Smith. That's why they couldn't get it in. So it's still a Milwaukee lead by 6 points. 5:35. That's the time remaining. You're watching it count down. Winters picked up by Archie Clark. Brian turns around off the glass, and Winters with an offensive rebound. Dandridge was battling, but we've got a foul called against Bobby Dandridge. Loose ball.
Larry Costello said to us yesterday in practice that the one thing that he hasn't had out of his club is some up-court, some front-court rebounding, and he's getting it today from Brian Winters. Excuse me, not from Brian Winters, from Myers. He's doing it all on both boards, Brent.
Here's Archie Clark with the ball on the floor. Rowe helps him out, and he slides past. Jimmy Price is there. He's got 5 minutes. We'll watch Lanier in the hole. Again, Elmore watching him, almost fronting him again. Here's Chris Ford. Here is Rowe. Lanier motioning, not happy, so Bob comes way out from the basket. They're making him come way out to get the ball. They come baseline drive. Archie Clark doesn't have it. George Trapp on the turnaround. Now it's 96-92. It's a 4-point Milwaukee lead. So they are simply trying to deny Lanier the ball down low, make him come out high to take it. That's what they're doing to him right now. Dandridge was fouled by Trapp as he started to run. That is the 5th foul against Detroit. So they've gone into the penalty situation. 4 fouls on Trapp. Dandridge will come to the line.
And I'll tell you, Bob Lanier is not happy with his teammates right now. He is shouting out instructions to every player on that court of where to put the ball, where not to put the ball. He knows he's being double-teamed. He said, God darn it, someplace there's an open man, so find him, because there's 2 and 3 guys on me.
He was that nice about it, huh, Mindy?
Not exactly, but I had to clean it up a little bit.
Dandridge comes back after making that one. It's a 5-point Milwaukee lead. What a year Bobby Dandridge has had. Averaged 21 points. Made the NBA All-Star team. 98-92. 4:44 left in this basketball game. Pistons come back down. Elmore Smith picks up Lanier. Now he's fronting him. Lanier with it back to the ball. Still can't get it to him. Now Lanier gets out in front of Elmore Smith. Winters slides past. Trapp comes up with a jump shot. He's got it, and he drew the foul from Dandridge. That's a 5th foul on Milwaukee. They slide into the penalty, and the 5th personal against Bobby Dandridge. So he's in foul trouble.
We'll watch Trapp go one-on-one against Bobby Dandridge. Now they'll clear out. Everybody just get out of there, and Dandridge will just catch the elbow just ever so slightly enough for the foul to be called. George Trapp for a 2-for-1 situation.
Mindy, they are clogging and fronting and pushing against Lanier right now. They know that what you said is absolutely true. For Detroit to win, they got to get the ball to him, and Milwaukee is trying to deny him that ball. Dandridge to Winters. Ford is there. Baseline drive. Lose control. Pistons come back on the turnover. Here's Archie Clark. Clark inside with a layup. Beautiful play by Archie Clark. 98-97. Herb Brown. Not too happy with the way things have gone here the last few minutes, but he's got 4 minutes to right him. Pistons trail by a point. They're on defense. Herb Brown yelling instructions. Price outside jump shot. Took a bomber, didn't go. Archie Clark regains control. Looked for a moment like he'd lost it. Hey, the Pistons could go back ahead right now. They trail at 98-97. We've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds. There's George Trapp inside.
What they did now is they took Lanier out of there. They brought him to the top of the circle. They put George Trapp down in low. Now they've got to double-team George Trapp if they want to do what they've done against Lanier, and there's no way they're going to double-team him. So the move by Herbie Brown.
Remains to be Lanier, even when he hasn't got it.
You know, I finally found a beer I can respect. Light beer from Miller. It tastes great. But what I really like is it's less filling. Light has 1/3 less calories than their regular beer. I tell you, I gotta watch myself. This is a tough place. Well, this place is so tough, the hat check girl's name is Dominic. In a place like this, I gotta move fast. I can't afford to get filled up. I tell you, I don't get no respect.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Most small cars give you good mileage and low price. But when it comes to hills, how do they make the grade? According to tests certified by the United States Auto Club, one small car, Ford's Pinto Pony, even with its road-hugging weight, find hills faster than Chevette, faster than Toyota Corolla, and faster than Datsun B210. Yet even with the power to face up to hills, Pinto Pony still gets great mileage ratings. This kind of performance helps make Pinto the best-selling small car in America at your Ford dealer.
I sure would like this job.
And don't come back!
Maybe I should have worn my Hager leisure outfit. Hey, or maybe my check slacks?
Hager slacks and tops mix and match like magic. A variety of different outfits for less than $50 each.
Blue Hager slacks check top, please.
Young man, there's something about you I like.
Thanks, Hager.
America's best-known name in slacks.
Can't beat the action at the NBA playoffs, Mindy Rudolph.
I'll tell you, this is sensational basketball. A doubleheader like this on a given Sunday, I don't know if I can handle all that.
George Trapp has scored 7 points in a minute 10. He is blazing hot right now, and he has the Pistons ahead of Milwaukee 99-98. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to be played here in regulation time. David Myers comes out. They go back to Price. Shot clock moves slowly down. Now it hits 10. Now it goes inside. Herb Brown yelling for a 3-second call. Not there. Dandridge with a jump shot. George Trapp, who is doing it all, scoring and rebounding. Pistons can go up by 3 points. This could be a critical moment.
Let's watch, see if George Trapp goes down low and isolates himself with Lanier out high. There it is.
Here's Curtis Rowe. Now they pass it into Trapp. He'll turn around, and he hits again.
That's what I said. They've taken Lanier out of the down low post and taken him up high. And Larry Costello is going to have to make an adjustment because Myers is on Trapp, and Myers has 5 fouls.
Now Milwaukee trails by 3. So it has swung back for Detroit. Elmore Smith pulls them to within 1 point. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. And George Trapp has scored 5 field goals here in the 4th quarter.
Now we got Myers over on Rowe. We've got Dandridge over on Trapp with a little height advantage in George Trapp, and I'm sure they'll go to him again.
Here's Trapp pointing that he's going to go back toward the glass. Lanier is out high. Rowe is over there. Rowe faces the basket. Now Trapp pops out this time, and they send Lanier out. Now Trapp goes back in. Here's Chris Ford. Shot clock going down. They must hurry now. They may have to fire one up. Shot clock running down. Archie Clark at the buzzer. Not there. So they have turned it over. The 24 seconds expire, and he did not hit anything, so it continued to run. So that is a violation. A 24-second violation at 2:09. And here come the Milwaukee Bucks with Gary Brokaw back in the game. He will work in the backcourt along with Brian Winters. Now you might wonder, what can he do differently than Jim Price did for the Bucks? Well, for one thing, he gives you just a little bit more quickness. He can get inside down that lane area. So we'll watch as Brian Winters comes down against Chris Ford. Move down toward the 2-minute mark. 101-100. Milwaukee trailing by a point right here. Elmore Smith off his hand. Dandridge pops out, has it inside, throws it up. No foul. Trapp was there. Dandridge trying to draw the foul. Herbie Brown wants timeout on the side. He's got it. Well, the coach of the Pistons brings his team over to the sideline. They lead it right now, Mindy, by a point. They've got 1:45, so he just wants to settle them down and set up a good play.
In 1973, we showed a commercial with Remy Julien, Europe's greatest living stunt driver, a man who chooses Fiat for his stunts. This year, Walt Disney Studios made a movie called No Deposit, No Return. For their stunts, a Fiat was chosen as well. Considering some of the stunts people are pulling on the road these days, maybe you should consider a Fiat.
Now on sale at Radio Shack, an incredible bargain for cost-conscious music lovers. Save $100 on this realistic Model 77 stereo receiver. Only $149.95. Packed with extras like tape monitor, FM muting, and main remote speaker switching. What do you think, buddy?
I think it sounds great, Paul.
The sale-priced realistic stereo receiver. Only at Radio Shack. A Tandy company.
We are back in the Milwaukee Arena for the final 1:45. Timeout situation shows Herbie Brown, who certainly wears the best Levi's among the coaches of the NBA. holding one more timeout than Costello. 101-100. Chris Ford lost it. Hit by David Myers. He saves it. What a performance by Myers. I don't believe it. Rowe came back. Myers was right in front of me. He slapped the ball with his right hand. Mindy Rudolph, I don't know how that ball didn't go out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Herbie Brown is screaming at Darrell Garrison, but we had the play right in front of us. We're 2 feet from the play. Herbie Brown is maybe 60 feet away, and he kept in bounds. An incredible performance by David Myers today. I'll tell you, I don't know how he stayed in bounds. It was a tightrope walk all the way down court. Happened right in front of us.
On that inbounds play, it was Chris Ford had the ball get away from him just a bit. He saved it, but in saving it, it was David Myers who was able to slap it down court and begin his run. Drew the foul from Curtis Rowe. At the line, he has tied it. 138, and here is David Myers. You talk about pressure on a rookie. And he has played like anything but a rookie this afternoon.
He has played a sensational basketball game. Win or lose, he really has played a tremendous basketball game.
Milwaukee goes up by a point on the strength of David Myers, who saved it, went in, drew the foul. Now 137. Pistons come back down. Elmore Smith is fronting Lanier right now, trying to deny him the pass. They come back to Archie Clark. Shot clock will move down towards 10. Here is Ford. Brian Winters on him. Shot clock comes down toward 5 seconds right now. Dandridge is there. Archie Clark with a jump shot. He hits it. Detroit is up by 1.
What a pressure shot, Brent. He let that go with about 3 seconds on the clock. And that's the old experienced head for you, number 11, Archie Clark.
So now, hero, who's going to be a hero? 105. Dandridge rotates over left. Brian Winters is there. Chris Ford tightens up. Smith wants to pick on him. Ford and Winters were battling, and Chris got a hand on it, so Milwaukee retains control. The game clock is on the right-hand side. You are watching it. You will be able to keep track of it as we wind it down right now. Here is Brian Winters. Shot clock is inside of 5. They've only got 10 seconds. They got to hurry at the shot clock. Price outside. Not there. Lanier and Ford. Now they come back to 45 seconds. So a field goal right here, Mindy, would look awfully big for Detroit. Clark waits to set the play up. Here is Lanier.
Herbie Brown is calling for timeout, and nobody sees it. He wants to set up a play. He doesn't have time to. There's only 5 on the shot clock. They got to get it up.
3 seconds. George Trout, 1 second at the buzzer. Off the iron. Elmore Smith with 23 seconds. Timeout, Milwaukee. 103-102, and the Bucks will go over and set up a play.
Herbie Brown was desperately calling for a timeout. Nobody saw him. Nobody heard him. He took a very bad shot. No play set up.
If there's one thing people hate about small cars, it's that they're small.
Where are you supposed to put your legs in that little thing? Where do you put your head? Where are you supposed to put your luggage? Can you imagine your mother in the back seat?
At Fiat, we give you more room for people and luggage than the 3 biggest selling imported cars in America.
I could live with it.
We are back in the Milwaukee Arena. Our situation, 21 seconds and a 1-point Detroit Piston lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. For one of these teams, the last 21 seconds of the season, unless we go overtime. Milwaukee will play its final 21 seconds without a timeout remaining. Larry Costello, picture on the upper right-hand side, is setting the play.
I know what I'd do here if I was Herbie Brown. I'd play real tight defense for about 5 or 6 seconds, no more. And if they don't create a steal within that period of time, I would go after Elmore Smith and foul him, because he's probably the poorest free throw shooter on the Milwaukee club, and gamble on him missing one of the free throws and possibly get the ball back and tie this.
Costello finishes diagramming his play and sends the Bucks out. This game has been tied, Mendy, 14 times, and the lead has changed hands 17 times. So it'll be interesting to see what Milwaukee does in 21 seconds. There's no Abdul-Jabbar. There's no Oscar Robertson. Just a bunch of young, promising kids going out after a victory right now, trailing by a point. Myers will throw it in. He's got size. Taken away by Chris Ford on the steal from Brian Winters. That could be it. Chris Ford came down on the steal on inbounds, passing Bobby Dandridge over and back. He stepped over
It was
and
the
back.
backcourt, yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes, it was.
He came down with one leg in the backcourt on the pass. 105-102, that should be it. Detroit should be advancing on to take on Golden State. They shouldn't lose this now. They'd have to give this thing away. 16 seconds. Lanier pops out. He says, give it to the big guy. He's got it right now. They're all over him. He's fouled. Elmore Smith was there, committed the foul. Elmore walks back toward Bob Lanier. That'll be a pretty good heavyweight go. Let's take a look at that sequence again, Mindy. It was hard to believe. Two bad plays right there in a row.
David Myers, being the star of this game so far, just playing tremendously, made a bad inbounds pass, turned it over. Chris Ford scoring the field goal. Now you'll watch Lanier on the free throw line at this point to ice this game away. He could put him up. There's 4. Could put him up by 5. I'll tell you, it's a pity that had to happen to any ball player, but particularly in this game, Brent, David Myers, because he really did play a super basketball game. Up until that point, a very crucial mistake.
5-point lead, 10 seconds, it's over. Detroit is going to win it. Winters, who was incredible, hit that field goal. Last 5 seconds, Herbie Brown saying, hold on, let it run down. Let's get it over, and there it is. Detroit has won it. They have won the qualifying round, and now they will advance into the quarterfinals against the world champion Golden State Warriors.
Well, hey now, Bobby, the last one here gets the beer, and I think that's you.
And it better be good. When it's your turn to get the beer, don't fool around.
Let's put the bikes away. Here comes the beer.
Get the beer named after Milwaukee, the city that means beer. Old Milwaukee beer tastes as great as its name.
Bobby, you're beautiful.
I'm glad you finally noticed. But how about a beer?
Couple of tremendous NBA playoff games on CBS this afternoon. Detroit a 3-point winner against Milwaukee. Earlier, Buffalo eliminated Philadelphia 124-123 in overtime. And of course, tonight, Mindy and Phoenix, Game 3 of the Seattle-Phoenix showdown. They are tied at a game apiece. Now, our schedule next week looks like this. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time, next Saturday, the Golden State Warriors will play the Detroit Pistons. That will be Game 3 of that series. Then on Sunday, another doubleheader. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Boston at Buffalo, and after that it will be Phoenix at Seattle. So another weekend of tremendous NBA action coming up here on CBS, and we certainly hope that you enjoyed it on this Easter Sunday afternoon. I know, Mindy, I had a tremendous time, but I always do at a basketball game.
But you're fun to work with, Brent, and these games, of course, help. That first game that we saw, Philadelphia-Buffalo, as well as this game, was just tremendous basketball, and I look forward to the same thing next week as well as next weekend.
And this is Brent Musburger speaking for Mindy Rudolph, saying goodbye from the Milwaukee Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Detroit Pistons have advanced in the playoffs, 107-104.
The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports. Sherman Hemsley and Andy Griffith join Sonny and Cher tonight on CBS.
131. Bigger, more luxurious, more powerful than any Fiat we've ever brought to America. It's designed with a twin overhead cam engine, the same type found in some of the finest sports cars in the world. It's one of 6 sedans in the world with a 5-speed transmission as standard equipment, and it has more standard equipment than many cars costing $2,000 more. If you've never considered a Fiat before, maybe it's time.
I can be very friendly, yes I can. Catch you with kindness, that's my plan. 'Cause you know the way things are. I need every car. I can be very friendly, yes I can.
7 out of 10 cars on the road today can use my Sunoco 190. It's made to sell below record. Look, I wouldn't want to let my customers spend more money than they have to.
It's my best motor oil, Sunoco Special. Heck, you can take this 10W40 grade, do a lot of hard driving, and it'll stay a 40 grade.
Give you every courtesy, that's what friendly is to me. I can be very friendly, yes I can. I can be very friendly,
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Channel 2, New York.
Channel 2 News and a